Johannesburg, and 200 young people will go through various modules during the camp. But to tell us more about this initiative, we're joined in our studios by Peggy Pillay, who is the Senior Manager for Business for Social Change at loveLife. Peggy, thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Now, tell us more about the Business for Social Change and just how important is it for businesses to invest in young people?
Business for Social Change is essentially a vehicle to attract funding around a singular issue, which is youth unemployment. And for us at loveLife, because it's a fully funded organization, it's imperative that business join forces with the organization. Without business, without the private sector collaborating, there's going to be a very small dent being made in youth unemployment. The problem is too huge for us to go it alone with government as a singular partner.
Now, I understand that as we speak, 200 young people are going through the bootcamp in Fourways right here in Johannesburg.
Yes.
What was the selection criteria in selecting the 200 young people?
Very simple. We had we wanted just unemployed youth who had finished grade 12 with a very basic level of numeracy and literacy. And that was essentially the criteria.
Yeah.
And we wanted to focus primarily in the rural communities. So you will see that of the 200 young people, they come from all 9 provinces in South Africa, and they are primarily from rural communities.
And what happens there? I mean, at the bootcamp, is there, obviously transfer of skills, transfer of, information, and some sort of, education around, different things. But what exactly happens? Take me through like an ordinary day at the bootcamp.
Okay, just to go a step back.
Right.
This is a continuation of a program that started last year. So 200 of the 200 that are at the boot camp at the moment spent 1 year doing an entrepreneurship program, a training program. So they've gone through the theoretical and a little bit of the practical aspect of entrepreneurship. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? What does it mean to manage a business? So it's a continuation of that. The boot camp is essentially a simplified way of teaching young people, these young people, who haven't had the benefit of tertiary education, teaching them about business modeling.
Right.
And that's what we do. The second part of it, which they will continue in this week, is about pitching to investors. One of the primary reasons, key reasons for young people or startup businesses not getting funding is that they're completely ill-equipped to pitch to investors.
Right.
So we take them through a pitch preparation workshop, and we put them in front of investors.
Now, today we were talking to our reporter, Salda Lewis, who's based at the University of Soweto, University of Johannesburg, rather, in their Soweto campus. And they, obviously hosting the Youth Development Expo with the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa. And it was very interesting to see matriculants there in February, right now, going to access information around their careers, potential career guidance, and, academic guidance, as well as entrepreneurship. How important is it to start this conversation with young people while they're still in high school?
Tamela, I can't tell you just how important that question is. Because if you look at what the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor reports focus on, one of the key things they focus on is this entrepreneurship ecosystem.
Right.
And part of the ecosystem looks at school, kids in school. So young people in school. What happens if you start this conversation in school? How successful are they then?
Yeah.
And it tracks a couple of things. So if you look at some of the ratings that have come out on South Africa, we have 73% rather of adults in South Africa saying that they see entrepreneurship as a good career choice. Only 9.2% follow through on that.
Wow.
That's a huge difference.
There's a gap.
What is causing that big gap? A big part of that is the fact that we don't do enough in schools.
Right.
We don't create this mindset that in young people, whilst they're still at a formative age, which says, actually, you don't have to look for a job. You can be an employer.
And create employment.
You can create employment.
Now, how can young people then be a part of, the bootcamp if they're interested? I'm sure they're watching this and they're thinking this is a great initiative, definitely want to be involved. How can they do that?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that question. and the reason I say that is because this program is fully funded. loveLife is an NGO.
Right.
So its primary source of income is funding. And the private sector, one of the very large banks, has actually come on board to fund this program. So for me, I would say that the only way other young people can get involved in something that we believe is quite an innovative program, because it does things differently to what is out there at the moment. So if we want to make this, to have more young people join the program, more corporates have to join the program. More corporates have got to start investing in this program.
And for now, have you also partnered with any mentors, potential mentors that would like to also just see through, of course, this journey that young people will be taking on entrepreneurship?
Tamara, when I said it's innovative, that's one of the innovative things. Because what has happened, if you look at other programs, we call for young people to find business coaches and mentors, and they're usually big names. But they don't have the time to actually engage with these young people. So where is the support going to come from? What we've done is we've made it mandatory in the program to actually find a local mentor. Somebody who is invested in your local community, somebody who's going to be invested in you. So bring back the being raised by a village concept. And that's what it's mandatory. Every one of these young people has a business coach, which is right at their level, at the local community.
Well, Peggy, I think it's a brilliant initiative. Thank you so much for sharing,
Thank you very much for having
this good story with us. Well, Peggy Pillay, of course, is the Senior Manager for Business for Social Change at loveLife, here to tell us more, of course, about this very innovative program, which I understand actually started last year. Young people have started last year going through an entrepreneurship program, and now they're continuing off. And we're reaching out, of course, to all corporates to support young people who are venturing in entrepreneurship.